So let's talk about this. Upon arrival to that jail, you had a female officer strip a legally protected male to inspect his body. The second thing she did was she removed his prosthesis, which wasn't in any possibility of remote opportunity something he was going to whip out and hit somebody with. So that idea of yours is foolish. On top of that, then you put him through a process of humiliating him by taking all kinds of x-rays of him, which technically he didn't need because he wasn't being incarcerated for any drugs situation. On top of that, you did an eye scan process offline on purpose to ruin his eyesight. Then he is in your captivity. You allow a black man to basically verbally accost him, and instead of removing the black child, which you probably set in to piss all over him, who was out of sorts for being in medical for whatever reason, the black man was there, you decided to move the white man who did nothing wrong, who was being threatened, into isolation. In isolation, your men played with him like a doll. You put him out for 3 days, you investigated his body, you shaved his genitalia, you shaved his legs, you shaved his head, you also cut his beard some, and you tied it in a knot. So far, you've committed a lot of sexual assaults. We also believe you tried to get one of your officers to try to fuck him, and that didn't quite work for him. So how am I doing? Has God paid attention to what your men were doing while you were allegedly elsewhere? Then you schlepped him around on different floors all the time, moving him into cages with no seat, no toilet, no place to work, like he was a puppy dog. On top of that, you would leave him with your Hispanic crew for hours in a situation where he couldn't get a hold of anyone's attention to go to the toilet. That constant harassment gave him incontinence. Then the 1 minute he wanted to ask why the fuck his federal mail was being transferred to the jail without his permission or consent, you pissed all over him with a Lieutenant Green, a black man who just opened the window and fucking yelled at him without doing any investigation. That turned into some sort of internal shit with Stinson, Corporal C. Stinson, a female, and 3 other women who were allegedly there to do what for him? You're a fucking idiot about the law. At no time was that prisoner, that person, that inmate, a problem in jail. But after he left jail, because your attitude is, don't worry, we'll take care of it after he leaves jail. We'll fix him. Way to go. You got him sexually assaulted for how many months? 6 months to a year. Cutting his beard off while he was sleeping like a fucking coward. You couldn't possibly do anything lawfully to him because he is not an immoral or illegal person, but you fucking thought with that judge that you'd pass his private information around that had nothing to do with his incarceration at all. You pissed all over that man's life with the federal people who did this to him when he was trying to get help for a hate crime. And you just kept the hate crime going. You just kept using your people, your little daughter, to walk into his tent while he's fucking sleeping, cut his beard, steal his property, take his gloves at night to freeze him. How are we doing now, officer? Who's illegal? You are.